Hello and welcome to Dan Bradbury TV, the internet's most passionate blog for coaches, trainers, consultants and speakers, people like us, and we're showing you how to get more clients, have more fun and make more money. Now, in today's exciting episode, we answer the question that has been dogging mankind since the beginning of time. Who would win in a fight, Thunderbirds or Spiderman? Plus, we're also going to be covering, and I'm very excited to be covering, a secret formula previously only available to my Platinum Mastermind group and my £5,100 per day private clients. In fact, I guarantee this secret formula will put an extra £1,000. In fact, I guarantee it will put an extra £1,000 in your bank account by Christmas. Okay?
What if it doesn't?
What?
What if it doesn't?
What if it doesn't? If it doesn't, I will buy you a pony for Christmas, okay? This formula is going to put £1,000 in your bank account by Christmas, and if it doesn't, I will buy you a brand new pony. You heard it here first. All claims cannot be supported, and we do not actually guarantee anything. Anyway, moving on. Question time. First up, question from Neil Shepherd. Neil's website is neilscopy.com. He says, "Hi Dan, great video, full of shenanigans and stuff. I love it." He says, "In the great Spiderman versus Thunderbirds debate, firstly, Spiderman would win. The reasons why are: 1. Anyone that was bitten by a lethally irradiated spider and survives is awesome and superhuman. 2. He can climb walls and stuff. 3. He's not a puppet." Okay, I know they're not real, but my question to you is, for generating conversions, that is getting people to opt in or buy your stuff, are video blogs better than written blogs? Great question. Neil, by the way, is a fantastic up-and-coming copywriter. Check him out at neilscopy.com. I've hired him and he's written some stuff for me. He's great and he's tremendously undervaluing himself at the moment, so get him while you can. Neil, it's time to raise your prices. So anyway, to answer the great debate, who would win? Thunderbirds, get it the right way up, or Spider-Man? Thanks for clarifying that. I think the picture itself tells you everything you need to know. Yes, I agree, Spider-Man is clearly harder. The real question in my mind is who would win, Spider-Man or me? Comment below, please. Anyway, so to answer your question in regards to conversions, here it is. I don't think it matters. Contrary to popular belief, and video blogs or vlogs, as they're known by the cool people, are all the rage at the moment. But I don't actually think that that's the most important factor when it comes to getting conversions and getting opt-ins. I actually think the far more important factor is the ones where A, you can put out awesome content, and B, you can update it frequently. See, the reason why I've moved over to a video blog from a standard written blog, even though I've still got my standard written blog at danbradbury.com/blog, is I wasn't updating it frequently enough. And this format is easier and more comfortable for me to create more content more rapidly, which allows me to create cool content quick so I can get it out there and make connections with people. And I think that is the deciding factor. So Neil, on the basis that you're a fabulous copywriter and also that you've got an exceptionally dodgy northern accent, I would strongly recommend you stick with the written blog. But ultimately, for you guys at home, I think that any kind of blog is awesome as long as you're giving cool stuff and creating it rapidly and getting it out there. Okay, thank you for the question, Neil. See you next time. So, question number 2 comes from Damien. Damien's website is damienbove, bove.com. He says, "Hello, Dan. After coming to your super conference, I am totally changing my path. Stop offering Me Too stuff." Oh, okay, yeah, stop offering Me Too stuff and concentrating on my core niche expertise and building and launching a paid subscription site. I get around 100 people a month signing up to my free newsletter from my site, so I need to change that over to getting people to sign up for my paid site at $50 a month. The question is, do I sell directly from the page, or is $50 a month too big for that? Should I sell on my follow-up emails? Any tips would be appreciated. Great question, Damien. Well, look, rather than lecture on this, let me make a key point. First of all, refer to the first question, Neil's question, about just creating cool stuff. You've got to build relationship first. It's not about the price, it's about your positioning and your value. If you build the value first by giving away great content for free, like this amazing formula I'm about to give, that I previously clients had to pay me a fortune for, that are now getting it for free. You can use that to build a relationship, and then people are far more open to buy your stuff. Let me give you a great example. My friend, Dr. Topher Morrison, who you can find at youtube.com/Topher Morrison Inc. In fact, I will put a link. Give me a reminder afterwards. We'll put the link below this video. He's done a great job. He has a speaker training membership site called bulletproofspeaking.com. At least I think that's what it is. Otherwise, I've probably just plugged some dodgy bloke from, I don't know, another country. So, but anyway, on his website, on this speaker membership site, he gives a load of great content, a load of great video content, training speakers. Now, how does he get people signed up? Well, if you look on his YouTube channel, the link below this video, you'll see he's created a series of short free videos that give great tips, but they're also funny as hell. Great viral content, and in those videos, he regularly plugs his Bulletproof Speaker membership site, and that's just a great example of it in action. Take a look, Damien. It will really help you out. Now, it is time. Can I get a drum roll, please? For the magic formula that's going to put £1,000 in your bank account by Christmas, or you get a free pony. So here it is. IST plus DST equals MIB. What does it stand for? Yeah, that's the formula. Good luck. So what does it stand for? IST stands for indirect selling time. Indirect selling time, okay? What that really means is the time you spend indirectly selling. That's not asking for money, but creating the environment in which you can ask for money. For example, getting opt-ins for your email list. Creating free content to give away to build relationship with people, or even networking and networking events, for example. These are examples of indirect selling time, which they contribute to sales down the line. It's the groundwork that lays the foundation for you to be able to sell later. So that's IST plus DST, which stands for direct selling time. DST is the amount of time you actually spend asking for money, where you're toes to toes, nose to nose with potential clients, and you're saying, here's what I can give you, here's how much it costs, do you want to sign up? Whether it's face to face or actively promoting and trying to sell stuff to your email list, or at a seminar, for instance, it's direct selling time is where you are actually asking for money. Now, here's the thing. IST plus DST equals money equals MIB, which stands for money in the bank. Let me explain it a different way. And don't, just because this is a very simple formula, don't underestimate this. I can pretty much predict how much money you're making from your coaching, training, consulting, speaking business right now if you can just give me two numbers. One, how many hours per week you're spending on IST, and how many hours per week you're spending on DST. If you give me those two numbers, I can pretty much predict the amount of money that you're making. Here's the scary truth. DST, for most people, is where it's at. A lot of people in our industry distract themselves by either doing IST, but no DST, or doing other things altogether. You know, a great example of this would be like business cards. People that are new to the industry often get obsessed by, oh my God, I've got to have the perfect business card. What do I put on this magnificent business card? Like it's actually going to make a difference. Look, business cards are crap. It's a waste of time and a waste of your money. I've never had business cards except in my first business. That's the one that got me massively in debt and was broke because I spent all my time focusing on, let's be honest, shit that does not matter. Okay? I was justifying to myself that it might be indirect selling time, but it wasn't really. It was a distraction from getting on the act of getting my message out there and trying to sell my services. Okay? But really, most people are distracting themselves. Or they only do IST, so they're building websites and creating products. But unless you add DST in, unless you actually try and sell something, you're not going to get any money in the bank. How can you double the money in the bank? double your DST. The sad statistic is, in my experience, most of the people in my industry, this may also apply to you, spend less than 5 hours per week doing DST. And for most people, if they're very honest, it's less than 2 hours per week. And I'll tell you, if you just double that 2 hours to 4 hours, you would get more sales. And really, this should be 40, 50, 60, 80% of your time should be spent actually trying to sell your stuff. Now, I can already hear you at home going, oh yeah, but I haven't got this in place, I haven't got the website, I haven't got the products. You know what? You're probably right. You probably do need to do these things. But sooner or later, you need to move into actually trying to sell your stuff, sell your products. So, here's your little homework assignment from this very, very brief video. Comment below and have an honest recce with yourself and say, how much time am I spending creating foundations for selling per week? And how much time am I spending actually direct selling time per week? By the way, another interesting number might be how many hours you spend working per week. So let me just grab a pen. So for a lot of people, it looks something like this. They'll go, they'll say, I spend 5 hours a week, or let's be generous, let's say 15 hours a week working on my websites and products and offers and stuff like that and building my list. I spend 5 hours a week actually trying to sell stuff. But the thing is, that only comes to 20, and yet most people would claim to be working a 40-hour week. So my question to you would be, where the hell are you spending the other 20 hours? Okay? Where are the other 20 hours being spent? And if you just up this number to 10, say, by cutting out some of the erroneous crap that you don't need to be doing or is not really important, it doesn't really do the purpose of your business, which is selling your stuff and helping people, you would find the money in the bank would increase exponentially. So your homework is, have an honest recce with yourself of the number of hours worked, the number of hours spent in IST, the number of hours spent in DST, and therefore giving you a leftover of how much time is wasted. And then once you've done that, I want you to commit for the next week, however you have to double the number of hours you spend in DST, actually asking for the sale. And then, so comment your numbers below, and then come back a week from now having doubled your DST and tell me what happens. Here's the thing, most people won't do this, they don't allow themselves to, but if you will commit to doubling the amount of time you spend in DST, you will double MIB. That's all for this week. Hope you had a great time. Comment below. Oh, I almost forgot the most important thing, he says to the cameraman, just about to press stop. Also, below this video, upcoming later this month, the Association of Professional Coaches, Trainers and Consultants annual awards. So the APCTC is the fastest growing association for people in our industry in the world. And it's running its annual awards on Sunday, the 18th of December in London. So if you go to the link below, two things. First of all, you can book a ticket to go to this black tie dinner and charity auction. It's being hosted by Topher Morrison. It's absolutely hilarious. In fact, I'll put a link to Topher's hilarious advertisement for this award ceremony below this video as well. But you can book a ticket, but you can also nominate a coach, a trainer, a consultant across about 12 or 13 different categories. Business Coach of the Year, Youth Coach of the Year, Newcomer of the Year. And you can nominate your peers. You can also nominate yourself. And then they will get shortlisted. And then there will be a public vote to decide who wins awards in each of these categories. It's going to be a great night. Check it out. You have a lot of time. Get on this. Comment below the video. And I will see you for the next episode.